Remember my big okra was here? It was tall like this okra back here? I did that. Took it and dug it out, and then we planted some more fruit. I'll get Grandma to cook us some mustard greens and with some ham hocks in it. You talk about good.
Welcome back to Pawpaw Sammy and Allybug's YouTube channel.
Today I'm going to show you how I converted my large okra bed to a mustard patch. I'm also going to show you the benefits of vermicompost. You can order it from the Lazy Worms Facebook page. You will also see the results of using the vermicompost on our 2-week mustard greens. As an added bonus, at the end of the video, you will see some question and answers about gardening from my grandchildren to me. Out of my big bed here, I must have frozen gallons and gallons of sliced cut okra.
Papa, these okra stalks and roots are huge. What are you going to do with them?
Eventually, I'm going to chop them up, put them in that pile over there, and I'm going to take them and I'm going to show a video on how to do a raised bed without buying your soil. This was my 4-year-old bed that we had videoed before. Any green you see, like right in the center of that screen, right there, came off of my asparagus. Now, this bed bared all that okra all year long. You don't see any grass. When I rake it, you see why you don't see grass? Look at the compost, the straw, the leaves. Look at that. All right, now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to rake all that compost back gently and level it out. Let the bed set for a day or two, and I'm going to plant my mustard greens. I didn't pull a sprig of grass out of this bed all year. Sure makes me lazy, doesn't it? If you notice, it's dark and damp, looking mighty cloudy up yonder. It's that hurricane out in the Gulf. We far enough inland, it's not going to bother us that bad. The people in Galveston, Lake Charles, Corpus Christi, Texas, they taking a terrible beating. But I cut my okra out of here. I'm fixing to rake back all the compost. And I'm going to plant my mustard seeds. And what I'll do, I'll come back later on as the mustard's growing. And I'll start real slowly pulling this compost back on top of the mustard, up amongst the mustard, to help keep the grass out and let the mustard grow. You rake it out smooth, strow your mustard seeds, and once you get them sowed, turn your rake over and just kind of lay them down in the ground. And you got a mustard patch. Now that I've raked all my compost back around the edge of the garden, you see it laying right by the blocks, I'll go ahead and plant my mustard seed. And since it's, like I said, the hurricane is starting to churn up a little moisture, I'll go ahead and just let it sit here until the rain stops next week. Then I'll very gently start adding that compost back. Might take 2 or 3 weeks to get it back around the mustard seeds. But once I do, the grass is dead in its tracks. Now, once you get them planted, as I have already did, you start sprinkling your worm poop. This will absolutely kick those greens, those mustards, into high gear, especially in this weather with the rain and damp as it is. But this ought to do a good job. I love my mustard greens. This is the 4-year okra bed that I planted Sunday, mustard greens Sunday. It is now Wednesday, and look at what I see. Now, anybody that thinks that worm poop won't bring it on, let them guess again. This is pure worm poop, and it works miracles, loaded with plant hormones. This is my mustard greens after 1 week. I planted them on a Sunday, and this is the following Sunday.
Are you going to plant the mustard greens in the same bed every single year?
Well, if you're short on space, you can, but it's not a good idea to plant anything, tomatoes, anything, mustard greens in the same spot every year. The insects tend to bury underground, some of them, and they hatch underground. you plant in the same bed, the insects will finally just take it over and you'll have head growing crop. So you need to move them around, and that keeps the insect population down for that particular plant.
Hey Pawpaw, so why do you have 2 okra beds?
Well, one of them that I had developed over 3 years, and I really didn't realize how much it was going to produce. So I set up the 1-year bed for a trial area, comparison. I didn't realize the 1-year bed was going to be that good either. So we wound up with a freezer full of okra when we shouldn't have had half a freezer.
Oh.
Get to my little bed over here, the 1-year bed. I left these stalks of okra, and you'll see they up there. For 1 year, that's not bad. A 1-year bed, no tilling, no grass pulling. Notice that. This will give me a small amount of fresh okra, every 2 or 3 days. And that way, we're saving the rest of it for the wintertime.
How come you didn't put cardboard down in your mustard green bed?
Because the bed's been established. You use your cardboard compost over a period of time. When you get the bed established, you can break back the compost and plant your little mustard green seeds because they're so minute, they're so small. And when they start growing, I'll pick up a little compost every once in a while, just sprinkle it back in there. And by the time they grow out, I'll pull that compost back and plant something else. Please subscribe to Pawpaw Sammy and Allie Bug's YouTube channel. Hit the button and share, and thank you for your time.